Assalamu alaikum, bros. Jazakallah for joining us today in our little session from MFSF. What we're going to do today, what we're going to showcase is how to create a court bundle. From time to time, generally this is mainly done by the other side, to be honest, because they generally have the legal aid solicitor. But sometimes if you've got two parties that are self-representing, sometimes you get lumbered with, mainly the brothers get lumbered with having to create a bundle, which is a bit of a pain in the rear end. But alongside of that, what we're going to do is we're also going to discuss case management. So before we kind of get into creating the bundle, I do want to speak a little bit about case management. When you're a litigant in person, even if you've got solicitors, Mackenzies, whatever, case management is very important because that's you taking charge of your case and you know where everything is. And you're not relying on other people to manage it for you, because then things slip and what have you, because people always get busy and whatnot, and they work to a different diary compared to you. So if you stay on top of it, so that way you know exactly where everything is. So for that reason, case management, what do we mean by that? It's basically being organized. You know, for too long, how many times do we see in our group, people got a hearing very next day, they turn up and they say, oh, I've got a hearing tomorrow. What do brothers think about this, that, the other? You know, that's at the last hour you're trying to seek help and people aren't doing things properly. So it's making sure things are getting done in a timely fashion, that you're giving yourself the best chance to put your best case forward. This is a really important part of court. As I think we had a little chat in the discussion last night in the group, and it's something that I wrote. Your job is to present your best case to the court. I get everything else that's kind of going on, but it's just noise. Your job is always to present the best case to the court. Keep it simple, keep it direct, and keep it clear. If you're doing that, and the court gets your points, then you stand a better chance. If it's muddled and it's confusing, they're not going to understand, and they're not going to waste their time trying to go through things to try and say to you, oh, well, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. You know, that's it. You've lost your opportunity, especially in statements, in your position statements. I often see brothers writing reams and reams and reams of paper. You've got a 30-minute hearing, you've got an hour hearing, and you've written 52 pages. Do the math. So you've got to do things that are fit for purpose. So when you're doing case management, these are the things you've got to be looking at. When you're receiving your orders, have a look and see that, oh, okay, is it in person? Is it remote? Is it non-attendance? You know, are they going to take care of themselves? Then obviously the date and the time, but then the very most important bit is how long is this hearing? And I always say that should dictate how big your statement is. If you've got an hour, 30 minutes, you know, 3 to 4 pages, just landing your main points, they're not going to discuss the whole case. What they're trying to do is discuss the next steps. So that's what you've got to be focused on. When you've got 2-3 days or a full day or stuff, you know that they're going to go through everything. That's what they're there for. That's when you've got to put in the bigger statements. So people need to start recognizing these little signs of case management. And then obviously putting things in diaries. If you've got to deliver statements for a particular date, you've got your hearings, all of these things, put entries in your diary, get alerts, keep on top of it. If you're chasing people for statements, availability to being caught, you know, okay, have I got confirmation for these things? Because don't remember, unfortunately, even solicitors, they're super busy. But equally, the likes of Brother Khalid and other Mackenzie friends, they're super busy. And sometimes things slip from their side. This is why you managing your case is putting you in the best position. So I hope that makes that portion of it clear. So now we're going to move on to this. Let's just do a little bit of case management. So before we get into this, what I want to show is, what I'm starting to do is I create a folder. In this case, it's called Bundle Demo. In here, I create the corresponding folders that would be basically made up of your bundle. So the first folder is applications. The second one is called orders, statements, and third party. Applications are basically the applications you make to court. So in there, you'll have your C100 application. If you got your C1A, any C2s, or any C79s for breaches. So those kinds of applications, the applications you're making to the court, you put in there. Orders, basically all the orders that you're going to get from the court that are going to say, right, on the court ordered this, that, the other, you're going to put it into there. Statements. Now, these are statements, your statements and the other party statements in there. And so they all go in that one folder. And then third-party reports would tend to be like the Kafka stuff, but then equally that could get your police disclosures or anything else that you've got from your SAR requests or anything like that. But third-party stuff goes into there. So if you have a look inside the applications bit, you can see, it's got the C100, C2, C79. These are just dummy files. But really, what you should do, you could number them so if you put a number 1 there, so it says this is the first file that's gone in, then the second file and third file and so on. You could do it like that, but you can also do it through the application. So I'll just show you how to do it through the application, but I would actually just do it through here. So then when you're putting the documents into your bundles, you know what order they're going in. So as you're downloading stuff and you're getting new stuff and you're adding new files in, it's always best to just put a little counter on the side so you know the chronological order. Just makes life easier when you're doing this. A lot of this, like I said before, is management. If you get the management right, then your bundle creation and staying on top of your case becomes a lot more simpler. A lot of people don't do this, and that's when they get confused, like which bit, what bit, where goes where, this, that, the other. So now that we've got that, let's go to this. So this tool is it's in the chat. I've put a link to it. It's called SafeLink, and they've got a bundle creator, a little application. It's free to use, so you just register. So when you're logged in, you've got your workspace here, and this says bundles. So in there, you can see I've got no bundles. The first thing to do would be to create a new bundle there. So create it. So you give it a name. So I'm going to call this demo. In here, you put in your case number. So LE, right? If you want to create more bundles, you just click that there, but we're just creating one bundle here today. So let's click create. Now you see that. So that's created the top level folder, essentially, which is basically, so in that, realistically, you'd call this like Ahmed's case or, C100 LE something or other case number or whatever it is you want to call it. Then when we're in there, you'd create a section. So the first section I'd create, so that A would be the first letter. So when you tend to get bundles, you get everything sort of labeled in this is section A. So that's what you'd go with. If you want to do A1 and stuff, you could do, but really I'd just stick with A. And then on the back of that, I'd just create applications. Because when you're creating this bundle, the first thing you do is create your application section. So if you click that, it says create another section, so we can create all the sections. So create B would be orders. There we are. C would be statements. D would be third-party reports. So now you can see Section A is applications, Section B is orders, Section C is statements, Section D is third-party reports. So now you've got your format laid out. So this is how you're going to start building your bundle. So again, we're going to Section A, and it says, right, okay, so what do I need to put in Section A? So see this little button here that says upload documents. Here we are. So again, now what I'll do, so you can see I'm in my application section. So now, because I've labeled it here, inshallah, it'll come out clear on the other side. Yeah. So I've got all my files there, and I click upload. This is uploading it onto their website, into a little card bit, I'm guessing. And then now you can see these documents. And I can see that they're not in a proper order, so you can actually sort the order here. So if you do it here, you can do it by name, which is 1, 2, 3. Now you can see this is the beauty of it. So sometimes if you've got a file and you've not had a chance to rename it, if you right click it, click edit and rename, so you could just rename it here. So you could put in, say that was document 5, you could put a 5 in there, but no, I'm just going to keep it to a 1 and click save. So now, in essence, all the applications have been uploaded. So section A has been completed. So it is as that simple. Then now we're going to go to section B, which is orders. Again, very simple. Orders. I've got some dummy orders there. Right, and I just drag those and I put it across in there. You can see. Now, one thing you'll notice, I've not labeled them as 1, 2, 3 in here, right? So you can see when it uploads. So now it's like, right, which one's the first one and what have you? And you're like, oh, man, I can't remember. What you can do is if you click it, it'll kind of show you. Oh, but if you click the document, it'll tell you what it is in there. Click it there. Again, this just displays. Let's create some dummy documents, so you can actually see which document you've got, and then you could rename it accordingly. So let's just assume that this is correct. So what I would do here, I'd actually rename it in this section. So what I'd go is 1 hyphen, as in cap that's to say that that's document 1. Let's just say this was document 2 for whatever reason. So let's go with that, and then you'd say that's document 2. Save, and then make this, rename that 3 on there, and click save. So now that's basically you've sorted out your order section. So when you get new documents in, you download it and put it into the folder structure that we've discussed before. Once you've got it in that folder structure, then you just go to upload, go to the folder, and then put it in, and then you just label it 4 if you haven't already done it. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is obviously a working project. So you can constantly keep on top of it. So when you need to produce to run bundles, you can produce it to those very points after the updates. So now that's done. Let's go back to here. We're going to go to the statement section. Again, not rocket science. Upload. Let's go back to statements. So you can see I've got some position statements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and a witness statement. So let's just grab all of those and drop them in and hit upload. Boom. Excellent. So now again, normally, as I said before, you tag them beforehand, but in this case, well, let's just for continuity, let's highlight and label. There we are. So that's number 1, number 2, 3. Again, just to remind brothers, you'd even put in the respondent or the other side's statement in here, and you'd put it, so you'd label it across. So you imagine that statement too. So that one is yours, and that one is the other side. That one's mine, and that one's the other side, and so on. You put it all in here. So then even your Scott schedule, response statements, all of these things are put into this. So now, and then finally, we've got third-party reports. Again, in here, you'd have any third-party reports, police reports, CAFCAS reports, all of that stuff, all that great magic that we need to get to and get to our kids. Right. So again, so generally you're always going to start off with the safeguarding letter. So you'd know that that's got to be give it a number 1 status for the order, and then hopefully you've got yourself a Section 7 report that's saying that father should be seeing the kids, inshallah. There, and then any other reports. So as time goes on, you just keep adding to this. You just go to upload and you keep adding to it. Now going back to this, here's your documents all lined up already. So just a quick, there is a bit more to it, but the more you play with it, the better you'll get at it. So now what you want to do, now that you've built something, you're thinking, oh, right, I want to create a PDF out of this now. So what you'd say is export bundle as PDF. It's got a few pre-settings in there, creating the bundle for us. Hope everybody's still awake, right? Then you just click download the bundle, click save, and let's hit open to that. So what you've got now is, this is a very quick demo of it. It does put that safe link in. If you go to edit, you can take that safe link thing out. So then from there, you'll have case numbers and stuff, the proper tags. You can switch up, but you can see it's already created it. It's created everything. So if you rename this with proper like C100 application, C2 for emergency hearing for non-compliance, then even the C79 enforcement for breach, whatever. But start renaming these things properly. I'll show you that in a moment. So just to go back, but you can see it's generated it. And you can see that it's lined it all up properly for you. So, but one thing you'll notice is it's put the file name there, and it's got some kind of other numbering system. So it's like, oh, that's not exactly how I wanted it. So okay, let's close that off. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to bundles. Oh, right. So on demo, if you click edit and the properties, now what this does, it allows us to start picking a few things. So in here, it says include ID. I want to put that on there. Here we are. So what I'd go with is this section key with number. So I think what that does, that'll tell you that this document is part of A1, A2, and so on. So that'll do there, and you've got your font size. There is a switch for that file bit, but I can't see. I can't remember which one it was. But it's there to be played around with, and the support's actually quite good. So if you email them, they'll kind of give you an idea of what you need to do, what you need to do to get the result you want. So let's just save that. Let's just update that. So we've got that. So let's just go back to applications here now. So we'll see we've got this C100. So let's just rename this. So C100 child arrangement order application. Save. Rename C2 type properly. It's hearing XX, whatever the reason is. Then let's rename that C79 contact breach. Save that. So you can see it's updated it there. So now if you go back to bundles, we'll go back to there, then if you do export as PDF, so I just hopefully this will just show.
Ahmed Bhai, while it's exporting, I just wanted to check with you, does it paginate it as well? Because that was the issue the last time, is that he wanted it paginated, meaning if he wants section A1, he wants to just touch on A1 for it to take him to A1 or B5. Does it do that?
I don't think it. I don't know. I don't think it puts in the links. I don't think it's got that. It may be worth putting the question to SafeLink. I've not tried that actually. So I only started this a little while back, and I thought, oh, this would be useful for the brothers that are doing it.
Let's see what the bundle looks like, because it's the same as. So this is slightly better than I Love PDF, then, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a bit more geared. So then, what you can do then, when you go through the PDF editors, then you can then just sort of just delete that bit. I don't think it doesn't put in the links by the looks of it here, because if you see when you click it for a free product.
Let me just give another point here. For court, you don't need paginated page bundles, because you're going to, especially in a fact finding, for example, there's going to be printed page bundles. If a judge ever asks for them, that just means that judge is really lazy. For court purposes, you don't really need links for it to go to section B1, B2, B3, whatever. If it's a PDF document, they'll be able to do that in any case when they open it up in a PDF reader. So for court purposes, you don't really need paginated.
Again, if you do contact SafeLink and they come back with a fix, let us know, because they are quite good. Actually, I emailed them about something and they got back to me pretty sharpish. So for a free product, you can't really complain. But you can see that it's built up the document for you. So you can see it's updated these bits for you as well. So now when the judge reads it, it's like, right, okay, well, pages 1 to 31 is all the C100 application. The C2 emergency hearing stuff is there, and so on. And then you can just see. And now that you've got this frame built up, you've got the foundation built up, as you keep adding to it.
You see, that's the thing, Ahmed. Remember with my finance bundle, I think it was 258 pages of a PDF, and he wanted to go to D4. And that's what annoyed him, was the fact that he had to page down, and we were like, it's page 200. And
yeah, but that's what Khalid's saying, that it's just him being lazy, in all honesty. Because the thing is, every judge has a different style. I think he was working off his pad or whatever, so he just wanted to click. But a lot of them, they tend to print off and go through, and they're making their notes as they're going along. So it's horses for courses, really. I'll ask the question, and I'll get back to so I'll ask about the pagination stuff. Is it possible? But you can see, I don't know how long we've been going for. Literally, 20 odd minutes. In there, we've created. Pages is this thing, like 104-page bundle in 20 minutes. And you can see that if you're structuring yourself properly, it just makes life easier. We're not lawyers. I think the lawyers have got better tools for doing this. I came across it and I thought, actually, this is quite good for litigants in person. So as a starting point, inshallah, if you come across other tools that can do something similar to this but better, let us know. I just came across this and I thought, oh, this would be a value. But you can see now you've got the foundation, then you can just build upon it and keep adding to it. And this way, not only are you doing your own case management, but you're also staying on top of your bundle. You know where everything is. When it actually comes down to the court bits, you yourself know what bits you need to call upon. You know what's in the bundle. So I think from there, that's where the value of it is.